Good morning. I'm 7 First Alert meteorologist Hallie Vogel with a winter storm update for you. Keep in mind, we are going to be updating you throughout the day on your streaming devices, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, but also on Facebook and other means of social media. So you're up to date, of course, on this winter storm. We want to get to the winter storm warnings right now, in effect until noon today. That covers Metro Detroit, the exception are far northern counties. And we're talking about snow totals of 5 to 9 inches by the time all is said and done. Many areas already reporting about 4 to 5 and additional 2 to 3. So I think most areas will probably fall between that 5-inch and 7-inch margin by the time the snow starts to ramp up later this morning into the early afternoon. The winter weather advisory for Lapeer, Sanilac, and St. Clair counties also go until noon, and still looking at about 4 to possibly 7 inches of snow for snow totals for the entire storm for our northern counties as well. As we go through the radar loop and we're looking at the morning, again, this is about 7:30. So right now we're starting to see some areas trying to mix with freezing rain and sleet, going back and forth between that mix and snow showers. Jackson, Ann Arbor, Adrian, so areas near and south of Detroit in particular, especially near I-94 and southward. Temperatures are starting to get close or warming right now to the freezing mark, and that changeover is beginning. That's really going to cut down on some of your snow totals too. So we talk about the 5 to possibly 8 or 9 inches. You're not going to see that. You're probably even going to stay in that maybe 4 to possibly 5-inch margin. And all of this will start to compact down as it changes over to rain this afternoon. It is going to get messy. My suggestion is to get out there and shovel as often as you can so it's not too heavy at the end of the snow later this morning and you don't get that rain on top of it, making it even heavier and slushier. And then tonight it's going to freeze again, so it's going to be almost impossible to remove some of that late tonight. The changeover has begun south of the Michigan border through northern Indiana and Ohio as temperatures are above freezing, and that continues as well. So if you're traveling south, especially early, it's going to be very tough. Roads are snow covered here in Metro Detroit. It's a slushy mess down to the south, and that will continue. But temperatures will start to touch 32 degrees and then rise from there starting now through the morning hours until we hit about 39 for a high today. So of course can't sustain the snow, but it'll change over to rain later this afternoon, and we're going to continue to watch that. Now temperatures north of the city, especially north of M59, you're going to be closer to the freezing mark, so you're probably not going to see as much mix or rain, but it is going to start to settle down a bit. As we go through what we call our future cast, it's an hour by hour loop. I'm going to go back and slow it down for you. That was just a quick loop through. I want to show you what's going to happen at each time frame. So as we get to about, say, 9:30 or 10 o'clock this morning, it's still coming down for most of us as snow, but back to the west, Livingston, Washtenaw, into Jackson and Lenawee counties, a mix to even rain showers. We get to closer to noon, and that's the real changeover for most of us to light rain, even moderate rain at times, but up toward Lapeer, even through the Thumb, up near Bad Axe and Port Sanilac, staying mainly as snow showers until we get to the late or mid-afternoon. We get to 2, 3 o'clock and it's still raining. After 3 or 4, that rain starts to taper off. Colder air starts to come in, and that'll start to see, again, wet pavement that had rain or even some salting and melting will start to freeze overnight with temperatures dropping. And then we are looking at lake effect snow showers late tonight into the day tomorrow as that cold air is in place, and it is going to be quite windy too. So the main impacts from today, as you can imagine, the additional snowfall through the morning till about 10 a.m. or so, changing over to drizzle and rain after 10 toward 11 o'clock, but especially afternoon with those warming temperatures, and then refreezing Saturday night, temperatures dropping tonight, and we're going to see that icy roadway conditions tomorrow morning, and temperatures tomorrow, Sunday, don't warm up either. We're going to stay below freezing. So as we start to shovel and got to get that snow out of the way, it becomes a little more complicated, as I mentioned, with the rain coming down this afternoon. So you probably want to try to clear as much as you can this morning. Icy conditions not only tonight but tomorrow, and additional snowfall amounts. Also keep in mind too, we talk about lake effect snow. This tends to be more localized in spots, so it's not going to be particularly widespread. But if you do get some of that lake effect snow, it could certainly bring down a 1/2 inch to 1 inch in some spots late tonight into the day tomorrow. And the cold is in place tomorrow. Wind chills near zero. Some readings may be even falling below zero as far as wind chills, and our temperatures staying in the 20s. We're already noticing in the morning hours winds gusting over 25 miles per hour, a 30-mile-per-hour wind gust possible through the morning into the afternoon. And we're going to see gusty winds taking us right through the day on Sunday. So Sunday, it's not going to be the big impact of snow, but it is going to be the cold and the wind chills. I also want to mention a lakeshore flood advisory, also a lakeshore flood warning in effect, and that's for the high waves because of the strong winds, the high water levels. As you can imagine, those southwest winds are going to stay gusty through tonight as well as tomorrow. I talked about the wind chills, not bad for today. Our temperatures upper 30s, wind chills stay in the 20s, but a big dip come tomorrow. Our wind chills, in fact, even this morning are in the teens and 20s. So as you're out shoveling, just be aware that it is colder than it may appear. Our temperatures may be rising above freezing, but not the wind chills. And then, of course, the actual air temperature will be below freezing tonight with wind chills. Wanted to show you the wind chills tonight. So 2 a.m., just around 10 degrees, single-digit wind chills into tomorrow morning. As you can imagine, that's going to be freezing things and also pretty icy. We don't really get out of the cold either. So Sunday 20s, mid-20s on Monday, and even going into Tuesday. So just to reiterate, again, the winter storm warning right now, the National Weather Service has it going until noon, with the advisories to the north also until noon, and the snow wrapping up, at least the heaviest amounts of snow wrapping up by about 10 a.m. So stay safe. And of course, those plows, the salt trucks are out doing their job. We'll continue to have these updates throughout the day for you, of course, on your streaming devices, Facebook, and other social media means. Have a great day.